Hello everyone, welcome back to my tutorial for today's lessons. I hope all of us are okay. I really want to appreciate all my subscribers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the comments you leave behind. Thank you for all the love you shown me. I really appreciate all of that. Here I have 3 yards of this Ankara fabric, as you can see, and we're going to be making something very simple. We're going to be making a box pleat long gown with a butterfly, a short butterfly sleeve. Okay, so first I'm going to be cutting out the one I'll be using for the box sleeve, that is the lower part. For the lower part, the measurement is 42 inches, and normally Ankara fabrics comes in 45 inches. Okay, so whatever that is left, I will use it for the fold. Okay, so I quickly cut this one using the bust measurement. This is my zipper allowance. I'll just place my shoulder, bust and waist measurement. The shoulder I'm working with is 15 inches and 3 inches here for shoulder slope, and on my shoulder 1 inch also for shoulder slope. Okay, now the shoulder measurement is 7.5 inches, which is here. Bust is 32 inches into 4 is 8, showing allowance of 2.5 inches. Waist is 28 inches into 4 is 7. I'll be adding 3.5 inches, 1 inch for the dart I'll be putting here. Okay, and also I'll be adding band to connect the bodice and the lower parts. Okay, my half length is 14 inches and I have 13.5 inches here. I'll be adding band of about 2 inches here. Okay, I'll just curve my armhole. For my neck width, 3.5 inches is okay, and then neck depth for the back 2 inches. Okay, we'll now do the front. Now for this front, I use the shoulder measurement to cut this out, the shoulder measurement and my half length, which is the same thing with the half length of the back panel. The shoulder I'm working with is 7.5, that's 15 inches. This is 3 inches for shoulder slope. On the shoulder, we measure 1 inch also for shoulder slope. Okay, now at that 1 inch, I'll come down by 2.5 inches. Shoulder to bust measurement is 10 inches. I'll add half an inch, 10.5 inches. Okay, and then 3 inches below and 3 inches up. The reason I use 3 inches is because the bust I'm working with is not up to 40 inches. Okay, nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches. My sewing allowance is quarter, so I'm measuring 4.25. If your sewing allowance is half, you measure 4.5. And then connect it to these 2 inches here. The neck width for the back was 3.5 inches, so we maintain that. and then for the front I'll use 4 inches. If you want a wider neck, you can increase your neck width. Okay, I'll go ahead and put notch at these 3 points. First, you make sure you have up to 3 inches towards this side. Okay, and then you mark this curve, indicate the 3 notch points, and take your measurement. First, 32 inches. Okay, first of all, armhole 7.5 inches, bust 32 inches into 4 is 8, which is here. I'll use 2 inches seam allowance. Waist 28 into 4 is 7, which is here. I'll use 3 inches seam allowance. So having done this, the next will be to now impute the curve here. On the center notch, I'll take 2.5 inches. I'll connect this 2.5 to this. This is serving as the under bust, and then up towards the armhole area. This is what I mean. Since my client is not that busty, you need to be very careful so that you don't end up having a lot of clumsiness around here. Okay, so having cut this now, having marked it, I will cut. Okay, so this is for the front and this is for the back. So having cut the bodies, what I have here is now 2 yards and 6 inches, and I'll be using this for the box pleat at the lower side. Okay, I'll just carefully distribute it amongst the dart points on the waistline. All right, the excess here, remember our Ankara is normally 45 and I have here 45, but the length of my dress is 42. So the remaining 3 inches will serve as fold allowance. That's why I didn't remove anything from the length. Okay, so all I'll do now is to cut the wooden and the lining and line the upper part properly before we now talk about the sleeve that will be here. Okay, all right, as you can see, I've done the lining. I hope you see this is the front part and this is the back. I also lined it as if it were a sleeveless. I hope you see it. I closed it up. I hope you see the front and the back. I joined them at the shoulder. So the next thing to be done will be to measure out where we are putting the sleeve. Okay, I'll just measure the length. Okay, all right, so I've marked where I want the sleeve to end. At this point, this is for the front, and then at this point, this is for the back. If you measure it, you get 7.5. Okay, so all round from this front, that's this way, from here to here is now 15 inches, since the front is 7.5 and the back is 7.5. Okay, I hope you see it. 15 inches. Okay, okay, now my fabric is on fold and I have here 8.5 inches. I added 1 inch extra for seam allowance, so this is 8.5 inches here. Okay, Now if you leave it straight and then attach it at the sleeve, this place will be pointed upwards. Okay, so you will need to put a slight curve. So I went in by 1.5 inches. Okay, and then this is okay for the sleeve. Okay, 3 inches is okay. If it's not okay for you, you can shift yours so that it becomes wider. Okay, you make your line to meet here. I hope you are seeing it. And then from the 3 inches from this tip, you make your curve as well. I hope you see it. So it is now slanted so that by the time you join it, this place sits very, very well. Okay. Okay. So this is it for the front. I hope you see it. So we'll go ahead and cut the second one and then use my interlining to line it to give it weight. Alright, so I've cut the 2 sleeves. I'll cut also the lining for it and then use an interlining to line it like I said. Alright, so I've lined it using my interlining. I'll also be using the fabric as the lining also. Okay, so I'll go to the machine and line it first. Okay, so here are the 2 sleeves. I have to notch the midpoint. Alright, next will be to now attach it. You start attaching this way. Okay, okay, so I will make sure the midpoint corresponds with the joining at the shoulder and then I will attach. Okay, so I will do so at this side and also at the other side. Okay, so this is it with the joining done. I hope you see it. I will then join at the 2 sides using the body measurement before we now attach the lower part. Alright, so the next thing will be to now attach my band. Okay, and I have my band here. It depends on the length of your band. It depends on what you want. What I use may not be what you are to use. That's why I'm not saying how many inches of band I used. Okay, but you can see the band here. I will attach it here before we now put our kiss plate. Okay, now having attached the band, as you can see, I also marked where I'll be putting my plate. Because I attached band, that's why I put these markings. Okay, as you can see, they are just dart lines. You can see this is the back dart, this is the side, the joining at the side, this is the front dart, this is the center front, the front dart. Okay, I only marked it because I put band. Assuming I didn't put band, I'll just maintain the darts as I see them along as I sew. Now this is from this point to this point is my exact waist measurement I'm working with. Okay, from this point to this point. Okay, so I'll make sure I put 1 pleat here at the beginning here and 1 pleat here, so that by the time I attach I put my zip, it will now kiss. I hope it's clear enough. And also, because the fabric I'm working with is not much, as you can see, it is not much, so I will try as much as possible. I'll try as much as possible to make sure I distribute them evenly on all these points I marked out. Okay, so carefully I have distributed the pleats evenly. Okay, this is what I was talking about. So by the time I attach my zip here, this end and this other end will now come together to give you a similar picture like this. Okay, so I will go ahead now and measure the length of my gown, fold the remaining one, and then close the back up to the point where I'll be attaching my zip, and then I'll attach my zip and we are good to go. Okay, having attached the zip, see what I was trying to explain earlier. If you've been following me, you should understand what I did. Okay, you see these two places are kissing, but the zipper has separated this one from kissing, but the essence is just to still give it balance, so it has a uniform pleat. Okay, I hope you are seeing it. These two places are kissing. Also, this is supposed to kiss, assuming there was no zipper here, but still with it, it helps to balance the pleat, so that when you wear it, it is even. There is no stretch here. Okay, there is no unnecessary pressure. Assuming this pleat is not here now, when you wear it, you will see how this back will look like. But with the one that has this kind of pleat here, it balances at the back. And with that, we've come to the end of today's tutorial. Thank you for watching till the end. Feel free to try yours at home. Until we get to meet in my next tutorial, take care of yourself. If this tutorial has been helpful to you in any way, please leave us with your thumbs up. I will just go ahead and give it a very good and nice press, and that will be all. Take good care of yourself, be kind to one another, and always stay happy and positive. Bye. I love you.